What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking a little bit about Tron, as well as running over Bitcoin prices and talking about the stock market a little. So be sure to watch this video clear to the very end if you want to get updates on not only Tron, but Bitcoin and the world markets. Also, you guys, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, I do appreciate everybody that does hit that subscribe button, everybody that comments down below, and everybody that shares these videos. I also have a completely free Discord. You can click the links in the description, and that is a great place to start learning about the markets. Follow me on Twitter as well if you want to get regular updates throughout the week. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Tron being a coin that I'm personally very excited about and one that I've been accumulating, especially over the past couple weeks. One of the reasons that I'm doing this is because of a major trend line. If we take our trend line tool up in the top left and we draw a trend line going from the bottom of the chart up, you will see that this trend line has been tested quite a few times now and is bouncing off strongly here in Tron. So I'm personally watching this trend line very closely, especially as prices break up above any of these major horizontal resistance levels. Our first resistance is about 9 cents. Our next resistance after that would be about 12 cents. And of course, our previous all-time high is going to be 17 cents. Now, if any of these resistance levels are broken above, you're going to see the market accelerate very quickly and push up through those next levels. So this is definitely one I have my eye on, one that I've personally been buying. Something else to be paying attention to with this market is the fact that we have a triangle pattern. So if we take these lows and connect the lows together, and then we take the resistance levels and connect the resistance levels together, you can see we're at the apex of a triangle. Apex meaning the very end of that triangle. The second the prices break above that resistance, again, that is a huge release of momentum and pressure inside of this triangle that will then be released. Another thing that I want you guys to be watching for with Tron as far as market structure goes is just how similar it is to the internet bubble. As you can see, here's the internet bubble market cycle when things got very exciting. Everybody bought the top, of course, and then it crashed and everybody sold the bottom. And then the market did a double bottom pattern. After it did that double bottom pattern on the NASDAQ, you can see we started a brand new bull market. And we've been in that bull market ever since. Very clear structure. So those market cycles repeat. Human emotion never changes. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with Tron as well. You can see we have this expansion, short-term bubble. Then we have a crash. And then we get a double bottom pattern, and we're preparing to start that new market cycle. So from a human psychology perspective, there really is not a difference in these two charts. Some questions I do get asked a lot is, can you compare stocks to crypto? Yes, I've made most of my money comparing charts to other charts, learning about the cycles, and finding, it's called back testing. So you go back test your strategy, whether you're back testing on the stock market, whether you're back testing on the crypto markets, you prove that your strategy works. Now, your strategy isn't going to work 100% of the time, but if your strategy is a good one, you're going to be successful in these markets. And the truth of the matter is that human psychology is one of the most effective strategies in the entire market. The reason we call it the Wall Street cheat sheet is because Wall Street uses this exact same human psychology. They study the human psychology and they make money off of other people's fear. If you look at the bottom of this chart, it says point of maximum financial opportunity. That's the contracted phase, the depression phase of the cycle. That's exactly what happened right here on the NASDAQ in the internet bubble. It fell 77%. Guess what happened to Tron back here? The exact same human psychology. And then what happened? We started to go for the double bottom pattern and we went into a new market cycle. So the answer to your question is yes. It doesn't matter if you're comparing stocks to crypto. If you're comparing gold to crypto, silver to crypto, oil to crypto, you can learn a lot about human psychology, and that human psychology will help you profit in these markets. Now, also as a trader, you're going to experience days where you get caught up in that human psychology. I cannot tell you the amount of times during my trading journey that I've bought tops or sold bottoms. It's why I'm so adamant about paying attention to the human psychology, because I've made that mistake many times myself. But at the end of the day, if you continue to apply the psychology instead of trying to ignore the laws and the principles in the market, it will work for you. You might be wrong a few times. You might have to adjust your analysis. You might have to let the market paint new market information. But if you stick to your trading plan, you will be successful in these markets, especially if your trading plan is based around human psychology and some of the most important things like Fibonacci, Elliott waves, some of the things that top trading desks use all around the world. Again, you guys, stay till the very end of this video if you want to learn more about what top trading desks are using. So taking a look at Bitcoin next, you guys, this is another coin that I'm of course excited about. If we're looking at Bitcoin right now, one of the most common questions I'm getting is, will Bitcoin test 12,000? Will Bitcoin test 7,000? Are we in a 4-year bear market now? That's a question a lot of people are asking. So let's look at this chart from a human psychology perspective. If we look at this chart from a human psychology perspective, things become much, much more clear. First of all, 80 to 90% of the market is bearish right now. And guess what? 80 to 90% of the market is wrong. We have this little saying that if you follow the herd, you will only be led to the slaughterhouse. Now, analyzing another area of the market that Bitcoin has seen this same psychology is actually back here during the coronavirus panic. The fear and greed index was hitting 9. We were at 10, 12 some days on the fear and greed index, which basically means there was extreme fear during the coronavirus panic in March of 2020. That is the exact type of human psychology that we are seeing today. Another thing that you will notice right now, anybody that is posting bullish charts online, any of your favorite influencers that are bullish right now, are receiving a lot of hate in the comments. This is also exactly what happened during the coronavirus panic of 2020. Why? Because 80 to 90% of investors were calling for Bitcoin to go to 1,000 per coin, which it didn't. It went to 69,000 afterwards. And so this is an example of pure fear. The coronavirus panic in 2020 was an example of pure fear. Now, what is going on Bitcoin right now? Do you guys think this is another example of pure fear or pure greed? Ask yourself that question sincerely. What I've done here is I've taken the coronavirus panic in 2020 and I copied it. And if we overlay it to what just happened in the market, you can see that it fits perfectly on top of like a puzzle piece. So the same human psychology that occurred in 2020 is occurring now. Also, looking at the fear and greed index, we're at a 12 right now. We were at a 9 like a week ago. And by the way, that's exactly the same levels that we saw March of 2020. So realistically, there is not a difference between the fear that we saw December of 2018, the fear that we saw March of 2020, and the fear that we're seeing right now in Bitcoin. Another thing I want you guys to be looking at with Bitcoin here is the fact that we are on wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's always 5 waves in a market. And historically, cryptocurrency has always done an extended 5th wave. A normal 5th wave would break slightly up above the 3 wave, which by the way is still extremely bullish. But in cryptocurrency, we see extended 5th waves, meaning that the 5th wave is going to be bigger or larger than wave 1 or wave 3. So my message for today is do not trust the majority. And you guys, please be cautious of anybody spreading FUD articles, of anybody calling for 4-year bear markets, 80 to 90% drops in all altcoins. You have to be wary of that. Let me tell you, 80 to 90% of the market is not bearish at a market top. You know who's bearish? 10% of people will be bearish at a true market top. Right now, 80 to 90% of people are bearish. If this was the market top, we would see a completely inverse human psychology on Twitter, in YouTube comments, everywhere online, within your friends. That's not what's happening. Ask yourself, what are your friends saying? Are they bearish? Are they bullish? What are you commonly seeing? Ask yourself, are you letting your own emotion make your decisions? Are you letting influencers, people's fear, FUD articles make your decision? Or are you buying human psychology? All right, you guys, last chart for today, we are looking at the SPX. This is also known as the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a perfect example of an ABC correction. This has the subwaves as well. So as you can see, we have our major wave set that says A, B, and C. And then I've drawn all of the subwaves that form up that correction. What does that mean? Every single Elliott wave cycle not only has the major wave set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, but as you can see, there's all of the waves that form each wave inside of the major wave set. They're called subwaves. And no, you guys, I am not talking about a sandwich. I'm talking about the microwaves inside of the macro wave set. So the S&P 500 just completed an ABC correction. This is very, very bullish. Whenever I see an ABC correction in the market, I am definitely paying attention. ABC corrections are one of the highest probability patterns I know of. The amount of times that I've bought wave C and come out in massive profits has blown my mind. So do I think the S&P 500 will see a full recovery? Yes, we're already starting to see the early signs of it. This is a 20% correction. This is exactly like every single other correction we have seen over the past 10 years. This is important to be aware of because cryptocurrency and the S&P 500, although they aren't always correlated all the time, there is a massive correlation between these markets. To see the S&P 500 bottoming out as strongly as it is right now is a very good sign for cryptocurrency. And the last thing I want to show you about the S&P 500, you guys, is the fact that it's in a bull flag pattern. As you can see, we have the flagpole, and this is called the flag. Basically, the second the prices break this yellow line on top, we've confirmed this pattern. And by the way, this is a very bullish continuation pattern. It means that the market will see upside continuation. Ask yourself, how many times have you seen people panic sell their stocks in 2008, in 2003, when the media was calling for a Great Depression, when the media was bearish, when the world was bearish, and yet the entire stock market has recovered? Do you think this time is different? So thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. If you are ready to transform your life and make your first 100K or your first million investing, as I have and many of my friends have inside of these markets, apply for the Mastermind program. The link is in the description below. That's highaltitudeinvesting.com. And you guys can learn a little bit about what the program is. We meet every single Saturday, and I help you personally through my mentoring, my coaching, help you reach your first 100K or your first million. I have had some people join with even bigger portfolios than $1 million. So if you've already hit your first million and you just want to be able to see what's going on in the market, avoid fear, and really master your investing, the Mastermind program is for you. This is not for people that are complete beginners that have $100 in their portfolio. You guys watch my free videos if you are in that category. This is for serious investors that are ready to transform their entire lives inside of these markets, learning the same tools that professional trading desks use all around the world. So definitely apply for the Mastermind program below. You guys, it's a very, very simple process. I'll hop on the phone with you, talk with you personally, and get you inside of the program. We do have a session coming on tomorrow, actually, every single Saturday. And it's a really, really fun experience to be teaching you guys what I've learned over the past 5 years mastering this investing. I've been doing it since 2016, trading, investing. I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015, and I started taking it seriously in 2017. I was one of the very first cryptocurrency YouTube channels on YouTube, and so there's a lot to learn from the stuff that I have learned inside of these markets. Apply below today if you're ready to change your life, and I'm excited to see you on the team. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. I look forward to seeing you in future updates. Share this video if you learned something, hit the like button, and subscribe. As always, stay profitable out there.